No, hold on. This is 5 minutes funnier. Hi, I'm Jimmy England for 5 minutes funnier. Welcome to the Christmas episode. And let me just explain why I'm dressed this way. I had to come here straight from work. I was foreclosing on an orphanage. I thought I'd do something a little bit different this time around. I'd like to see you something of the evolution of a joke. How I took a event in real life and turned it into a very funny little bit of a routine. And I'm going to play it right now, but before I do, I just want to ask you to, while you're watching it, think what did I get wrong? What did I get right? And why in the end did the joke actually work? Because that's important. You should know why people are laughing at your material. Anyway, here it is. Give it a watch. I have to tell you a story, though. This is a true story. David Green, who came up and introduced me. David is a great guy. He runs this show. He's one of the best producers in Niagara. He's also an incredibly talented comedian. I totally enjoy being around David. But thank you for David. But he was marching in the parade for Ravens Head Homes. And he was giving out all kinds of this stuff. And I said to him, David, I'm going to be at the show. I'm going to be at the parade. He says, I'll look for you. I'll look for you. We ended up in front of the Sunset Grill. And basically we're up on the sidewalk and there's a place where they have food served there, but they don't have it in winter. And then there's people out by the road. And along comes David, right up to the people on the road. And I start going, David! David! David Green! And I start waving, David! David Green! And my wife joins in, and the two of us are standing there going, David! David Green! And the people around us have no idea what's going on, but they start to figure David Green must be a celebrity. So now I got 24 people around me going, David! David Green! And the parade starts to move. And as it moves, the people beside us start going, he must be famous. David! David Green! Now the upshot of all of this is that at no time did David turn and acknowledge any of us. So essentially, there are about 200 people in Niagara-on-the-Lake who think David Green is famous, but he's a dick. Okay, that is from a real-life event. Here's a picture of my friend David. He's the one in the red hat giving stuff out to children, and I'm at the back, and I am actually hollering at him at this point, and he can't hear a word I'm saying. What's wrong with that particular joke? Well, it should be pretty obvious if you've been paying attention to me when I talk about writing from real life. There's too much detail in the setup, in the preamble. It goes on and on and on with more details than you really need. You can add a little color, sure, that's always a lot, that's helpful, but all you need to know is that my friend David was out there and I was at the back and he would be unable to hear me. When the joke does start going though, it does work for a number of reasons. One of it is it has that recurring theme of me calling out David Green, and that keeps going. So each time I'm doing that, it kind of builds on top of the previous time that I did it, and it gets a little more amusing as we go. It's not a big laugh, but it propels the joke along. And if you pay attention to the joke, if you go back and rewatch it, what you're going to notice is that joke moves in cinematic terms. If a camera was recording this, there would be a picture of me standing there, then a picture of David coming up to the children, a picture of me at the back, waving, hollering at him, back to David, not paying any attention to us, back onto me, bit of a wider shot, taking in the people around me, looking a little confused for a moment, then figuring out, oh, he must be famous. Now they start going, hey, David Green. Camera now starts panning down the street. People are going, hey, David Green, all the ways up to the end of the street. Camera's pulling back a little bit as it does that. And then at the very end, it comes back to me, and I go, what a dick. That's how that joke works. That's why it works. It has a good punchline. When you look at the joke the second time, the punchline seems obvious, but I'm willing to bet that most of you watched that at the very beginning. You might have had an inkling where I was going, some of the more perceptive of you, but I don't think you would have seen how it was done, how it was going to be delivered in order to get the laugh. And as you heard, it got the big laugh. This is one of those instances where you can spend time getting to the big laugh. But it's very important to notice there are intermediate laughs all the ways along. You want to make sure when you get to the very end, whatever you're doing, you want the big laugh that made the journey worthwhile. That's the important thing. Anyway, that's me, Jimmy England, for 5 Minutes Funnier. I want to say Merry Christmas to all of my fans. Happy holidays, no matter what you celebrate. And as always, please subscribe. We really do appreciate that. And give us a like. Let people know that you found this worthwhile. And I really do hope you find this worthwhile. And I hope more than anything else, you stay funny. Take care, everybody.